Hey guys, it's me, Moon and Papa. This is my weekly live stream on YouTube. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to just come on over and check out what we're doing today. And I need to make sure that things are doing what they're supposed to do. For those of you that are going to be watching this live, good. For those of you that are watching this live, there is a delay. Just so you know, I think you already know this. But just to remind you that there is a delay. So if you have a question or something like that, I won't be able to hear it right away. Sorry. I do have music playing. If the music's too loud, just let me know in the comments and I can turn it down. I don't want it to be too annoying or too loud. So yeah, it's good to see everybody here. This has just been a boring week for Bitcoin. I am going to talk mostly in today's live stream about Bitcoin, what I see, what I think could happen next, and what I'm expecting to happen next, which is actually a good thing. You'll be surprised. I don't think that we are out of the woods yet, as the expression goes. We are not out of the danger zone, but we're looking better than I originally thought we could. So let me just go over and make sure again that things are working okay? Yes. Good. Okay. So before we get started, I gotta cut the music and I gotta play our important disclaimer, because that's the important stuff, right? Here we go. Do that. Okay. This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker-dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non-public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your patience and letting me switch this around and get stuff set up for you. But I hope that everybody is doing well today. I hope that you guys are having a great week so far. I'm going to be completely transparent and tell you that I'm still just like, oh, this market is driving me crazy. I'm not super excited about what I'm seeing. I really want things to be different, just like all of you do. I think we're going to get there. It's just going to take some time. So before we get to that, I have a couple of things that I just want to remind you about. For one, a lot of you watching this are probably not subscribed to my channel. So please do subscribe. And more than that, please go ahead and hit that like button on this live stream if you want me to keep doing these live streams. I can only do one live stream a week, but the plan is to do a live stream every single week at this time, which is about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 11 a.m. on Thursday here in Japan. So if you are interested in catching the next live stream and you don't want to miss it and you want to be there, go ahead and hit this set reminder, and that way you'll be notified when we're going live. It looks like I goofed up my codec because I shouldn't be live in two places, but hopefully I didn't do that. Oh. So anyway, we'll see what's going on there. But yeah, I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and just hit that like button for this video. It lets people know that you like what I'm doing and that you're enjoying the content, and YouTube will most likely share with other people as well. I am starting to become more active on Twitter. So if you are someone that loves Twitter and stuff like that, feel free to follow me. It's just at Moon and Papa. I posted a chart yesterday that I want to talk about. So before I get to anything else, this is what I want to talk about first. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. So I said that I think that the Bitcoin correlation to summer 2021, which is over here, still holds. The shape of the current market right now, December 2021 to January 2022, really resembles the first half of the bear market in summer of 2021. This means that if we're going to follow the same pattern, we should see a move up to 45K before one final move back down to 40K, just like this, and then moon ship, rocket ship. So here's the chart just to show you my thinking. Now, I got to be completely transparent and say, this is my idea. I am not an incredible, like, super analyst that's going like super deep into all the different things. I'm just looking at the shapes of the lines and the charts and everything and the candles, and I'm recognizing a pattern. To be honest, what a lot of trading is identifying patterns and being able to spot them, recognize them, and see, well, this is what happened before. Could it happen again? So that's really what I'm expecting to see happen here. Not a super deep analysis. It's honestly just based off of the shape and the pattern of the candlesticks of what we saw in the summer last year in 2021. And it's not the exact same shape, but you can tell that there's the recovery, there's a little bit of a bounce, but I'm waiting for this, a bigger bounce up. So this part right here is what I'm waiting for before a slow drag down to 40K again. Because I think that once we get to 40K one more time, that's when I think we're going to see one of these recovery moves happen and we'll move up higher. It's a great hope that I have for this to happen. I'm not sure if it's really going to happen, but last time in my live streams, I was talking about this idea that we are in a box range right now, just like we were in the summer, and this box range lasted about 63 days. So given the last dump, that would put us 63 days out to here, or 62 days is out here. So February 4th or so. So we still have some time. So what I'm expecting us to do is to stay in this boxed range, which we've fallen out of, but today we're looking okay-ish. But what I'm expecting us to do is actually move up to 45K up here. Mainly because we haven't had a big retracement like this. The market has just been so pummeled. But you can see that it's starting to strengthen. There's not a lot of buying activity right now. I really want us to see another flush down to 40K before we move up higher. But anyway, all of you sadists out there, you know what I'm talking about. So I think a move up to 45K makes sense because there's a lot of support right here from the TBO on the daily, but you can also see it here in the lower wicks, like here, here, and here. So 45K would be the most logical place for us to move up to before a plunge down to doom, 40K one more time, and then actually it should look more like this. Before to 40K like this, and then we take off. So let's get all happy about this and figure out what could this look like if things were going to get really ecstatic, like really crazy, and just like super pumped. Okay, so we're going to look at this. So if we did something like this where it's, oh my bad, wrong one. Like this. So if we did the same exact thing that we did before, and again, I'm not promising anything. I don't think we're going to see the same exact, super exact thing. But if we were, and I have to adjust the scale on this. So here is 40K, perfect. So this could bring us up though. I mean, we could move all the way up to 100K, maybe, but I'm honestly not holding my breath. Now, this is just a copy of what we had happen before. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen the exact same way. But if it does, it would make sense to have an initial pullback right here, funny enough, at 69K, where our first or our new all-time high is, before falling down, bouncing right here off of 54K, where there's strong support, and then making another move up, and then that should be the end. I've seen a lot of people talking about this cycle lengthening, that people, even me, I was expecting the market cycle to be completed, that we would reach 100K by December. We didn't. Some people are talking about us extending out until March or April. That's possible, or maybe going up even higher later this year. What I can tell you is that what's happening in the US can't be ignored, especially when it comes to the coming recession and the signs of a recession. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is something to be a little bit freaked out about. Now, I know that I'm a crypto YouTuber. We don't talk about traditional markets too much. The fact of the matter is that the 10-year bonds have just been shooting up ever since there's been news about it back here in December. So we had news about this coming tapering, and the government is trying to increase interest rates. Therefore, the 10-year bonds are going to increase. So they've increased 30% since the announcement back on the 4th of December or so. That's significant. You can see that, of course, yeah, they're moving up. But I think the bigger thing to be careful of is that the higher that this goes, the more fragile the market becomes overall. Now, I'm not going to get into what the S&P is doing, the Dow Jones and stuff like that. Those are all things that I talk about on the Better Traders Club, which is a private Discord channel where we have bi-monthly, as in 2 times a month, live streams where I take a deep dive into the market and I talk about what I see in the market, what I see in the news, what I think is going to be happening next. There's a lot of extra stuff that comes in the with that membership of the Better Traders Club. Specifically a watch list that a lot of people are getting some really good results out of. I posted, we've been actually following this STX or block stacks against BTC. Been following this for a while, and this has been a great chart for trading. There's a lot of other stuff. You're getting an extra one right here, but we're going to be taking a look at block stacks in a second. But this is something that I only do in the Better Traders Club. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out bettertraders.com/club. So for today, let's go ahead and just jump right into the market. One thing that I think is really interesting is that when you use indicators, you would be surprised at, even though the price difference is just nominal here between Bitcoin on Binance and Bitcoin on Bitstamp, it's interesting to me that the way that the TBO is behaving is slightly different between the two. And the thing that I'm noticing that's the most different are these flags. Now, these flags are part of the TBO Pro. This is letting us know when the chart that we're looking at is super oversold or it's overbought. So this called the top and the bottom 2 times, which is pretty good. It did call it early here, and yes, we will have fake pumps and stuff like that. But what I think is really interesting is the fact that the TBO Pro said, hey, we're probably super extended, therefore 42K is going to probably be a safe number to hold. And so far, so good. Another thing to keep in mind is that last I checked, max pain for options settlements that end at the end of this month, which is in about, 11 days, is $48,000. Meaning that if the price moves up to $48,000 by the end of this month, that's going to create a liquidation cascade. So there's not much that we can do about it to push the price up unless you have a gajillion dollars. But it's still interesting nonetheless, because it's something that we can do as traders to at least look forward to. So again, I still think that we're going to see a move up to 45K before we fall down to 40 one more time and then move up higher. That's what I think is more likely to happen. The reason also why I think that's going to happen is because I'm paying attention to Bitcoin dominance. So for those of you that don't understand what Bitcoin dominance is, or BTC.D on TradingView, this is essentially a percentage of the entire crypto market cap. And this percentage is what Bitcoin represents. So Bitcoin currently represents 40.5%. One thing that's really interesting to me is on the daily time frame, really important to note, the last time that we had these 2 orange dots, and these 2 orange dots here, this is a close short. That means that we are currently in a short position dictated by this pink triangle pointing down. What the close short tells us is that you might want to get out of your short position because we're most likely going to move up next. And it does. What happened last time is that when we got our close short symbol on the 1st of October, Bitcoin dominance rose 13% up to 47%. So note the time, October 1st, to October 20th. So check this out. October 1st, right here, to October 20th, 920. So Bitcoin moved up 38%. I actually didn't start it from down here. Let's see if I want to be really fair about it. So the last time Bitcoin dominance showed those two closed short symbols, Bitcoin went up 54%. So the reason why I'm pointing this out to you is because we're seeing basically the same thing. It's not as close together. It would be nicer if it were closer together, but still, this is pretty good. So the last time we saw this happen, Bitcoin moved up about 12%. So if we see that happen here, Bitcoin moving up 12% in dominance would put us at about 45%. That could easily shoot the price up of Bitcoin higher. And these two are essentially the same thing. But what you have to understand about Bitcoin dominance is that that's a reflection of the actual market cap. That's people buying Bitcoin and they're moving more assets into Bitcoin instead of holding alts, instead of holding stable coins. So it's important to keep track of that. So the reason why I'm showing it to you and the reason why I'm smiling about it is because when I see that close short symbol for Bitcoin dominance on the daily time frame, that's telling me that we should see an increase in Bitcoin dominance, meaning that more people will be moving their or converting their assets to Bitcoin. And the more people do that, they will either be panic selling altcoin positions or they'll just be straight up buying Bitcoin. Now, we all know where the price of Bitcoin is right now. Hovering at 40K, we are currently at a pretty good discount from our all-time high of about 40%. So, don't you think this would be a fantastic dip buy opportunity? The market's showing exhaustion. The market seems pretty down. And we are now a couple weeks into January, meaning that for trading desks, it would make more sense for trading desks to get back into their positions starting now. Think about it. If you were a trading desk and you took profits in November or even the end of the year, you're still able to buy Bitcoin at a much better price right now. I don't know how much money these trading desks can really put into Bitcoin, and I don't even know if they're putting as much into Bitcoin. It's funny how Bitcoin's starting to get out of the spotlight, I've noticed. So anyway, the thing that I'm getting interested in is the fact that I'm seeing two closed shorts for Bitcoin dominance. So again, a move up in Bitcoin dominance means a move up for Bitcoin, which is great. One thing that's not good, conversely, is that USDT, or the market cap that is currently held, the crypto market cap that's held in USDT or USD Tether, it's rising. So if we look at October 1st, right here, October 1st to the 20th, 1920. So the percentage of market cap that was held in Tether dropped 26%, meaning that people bought Bitcoin and they took profits, and now people have more and more and more and more stable coins, specifically Tether. Now, it's not showing me everything, but Tether is the one that I'm focusing on because it's what I can see on this metric. And while it doesn't encapsulate all stable coins, I think the fact that this is moving up higher is still not a good sign. What we really want to see is Tether weaken. We want to see it drop like this, because as soon as Tether weakens, that means that Bitcoin is going to be moving up higher. Point in case, right here on July 24th, we see a close short. So this is the opposite of a close long. Close long tells us that we are currently in a long position. And when we see this, it's telling us you might want to get out because we could be changing directions, which we definitely do. So starting July 24th, what happened for Bitcoin? July 24th, right here. What happened for Bitcoin? So Bitcoin moved up. So again, there are a lot of things to look at. Not everything is in alignment yet. So what would be great would be to see USDT, or basically stablecoin dominance, fall, because people aren't holding stablecoins as much anymore. People are moving it into Bitcoin, which makes Bitcoin move higher. So I don't see a close short yet on the daily, but it's something to keep an eye on. So I want to also take a look at Ethereum. These are really the two charts that I'll be talking about every week on our live stream, just because I think these are the most interesting charts and what people are really the most interested in. The thing that I think is the most interesting about Ethereum right now is how involatile, is that even a word? How involatile it is. It's amazing to me because if we look at the price action alone of where it's been and what it's done, I mean, it made a move up, sure, but only made a move up 10%, and now it's just kind of doing nothing in this little 16% range. It's so strange at how weak it is. Look at the volatility here, where we had a spread essentially from here to here of 50%. And back in the summer, where things were really volatile, we had a spread of 70%, 67%, looking at this bounce. Yeah, and of course it's going to tighten as the market moves. But this is just so different. It just doesn't resemble this at all, which is really weird to me. I don't know about you. So the things that look good to me on Ethereum is that I want to see, or what will look good to me on Ethereum is basically this, a cluster of closed shorts, because it's letting me know that we could see a move up. Could, emphasis on could. We didn't see it. Now it's moving down. So the 4-hour will not be as strong as the daily time frame. So I would really prefer to see one of these guys right there, but we're waiting on that still. Now, if Bitcoin does what I think it's going to do and we make a move up to 45K, let's go ahead and just do a projection of what could happen for Ethereum. So if Bitcoin rose up to 45K, that's only 8%. I bet you that Ethereum will do more than that. So it would make sense actually for Ethereum to rise up to 35K, mainly because of this wick right here. There is resistance on the TBO at 33, which matches up here. But honestly, a move up here would be great because we get out of this range and we start to move up higher. If we can start seeing Ethereum do something like this, where it starts to go up a little bit higher and a little bit higher, even this kind of a diagonally moving, an upward trajectory crab walk, it's not going to do this exactly. But if it does something like this, that would be amazing. But it does matter what Bitcoin's going to do. So a move up first before another move down could put Ethereum back here at 29K before our recovery, if it happens. If it happens. So just a reminder, this wonderful indicator right here that I use for everything, including my bot deals, is the TBO. I know it says TBO Pro. Don't worry. The TBO is essentially the same thing. The main things that you're missing from the TBO Pro are custom values, a couple of other symbols that you don't need in order to get value out of the TBO. So it's a great indicator, and you can get it through the link that's pinned in the chat, or you can get it down below. But you just have to go to bettertraders.com, and up at the top says TBO, and you can see it in action. I have to fix this. But you can see it here on crypto charts as well as on traditional charts, like for the stock market or for the S&P. So it's a fantastic indicator. I cannot recommend it enough. It's really, really good, mainly because me being a trader for the last, 7 years now. Holy moly. I didn't realize it was that long. I haven't experienced an indicator like this that is just an all-in-one. Lots and lots of different indicators come like separated. where it's like there's like this really cool thing and this other really cool thing, but you have to pay more for that. Or this other option, you have to pay more for that. Or this other thing, and you have to put it all together in a bundle. I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather just give you the indicator. So that's what you have. That's what you get. You get support and resistance. You get trend strength. You get breakouts. You get trend reversal indicators. I can't talk enough about it. I love it. I do. I know it's obvious. I know. So now that you know how much I love the TBO, I want to share one extra chart with you, and that is Stacks. Stacks has been awesome. Actually, if I check it on Binance, and I'm not talking about the project. I don't want to talk about the project. I don't want to talk about the team. I don't want to talk about what they have in development. All I'm going to be looking at is the chart. Because you know what? The chart tells the story. There can be an amazing project with the best founders and the best roadmap for 2022 and beyond, and the price doesn't react. The chart tells the story. The chart lets you know if people are really interested in buying or owning or investing or trading the chart. And to me, it looks like people love trading Stacks. So this thing, I'm not worried about where it was before. I'm going to focus on where it's going and what it's doing. The main reason why I love Stacks, even without the TBO, even without volume, the reason why I love this chart is because it's on an upward trajectory. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. We're just moving up. Now, we could see it fall after the live stream. It could definitely happen. But when I look at the volume, when I look at the trend, when I look at other indicators like the TBO, I don't see it weakening anytime soon. I just see it growing and growing and growing. Another thing that I see is this chart pattern. I should hide that. There we go. What I see is a really strong uptrend, and I see basically what this is an ascending wedge. And what typically happens as the price moves up higher, this shows that people just want to buy it. They think this is a great deal. This is a great deal, which is why it rarely falls down there again and again and again and again. So this is a great chart to practice trading. If you've never traded crypto before and you want to be able to trade a chart and just try something that's pretty forgiving. And when I say forgiving, I mean, look, the general trajectory is up. Sometimes it takes a while for it to recover. If you had bought it at the tippy top, it would take you 181 days, half a year to recover. But in the meantime, it's also moving up like 180%. So this is one of those charts, right? That is just so forgiving and not easy, because trading isn't easy, but this is a great entry-level chart, especially on KuCoin. The reason why I think it's a great chart is because it just has so many opportunities for you to make profits, to bag profits as it's moving up higher and higher and higher. So of course, the volatility and the chart will look different from exchange to exchange. Notice on KuCoin, of course, there are going to be more upper and lower wicks, whereas on Binance, there's a lot more volume. Therefore, there won't be as many wicks, but still, it's a great chart to trade. So that's my gift to you. I wanted you just to see this chart and to be aware of it and to just get a chance to enjoy it and watch how it moves. Now, I am pretty happy to say that one of my more recent videos that I posted earlier this week, it was actually supposed to be posted, it was supposed to be posted earlier, or not earlier, like on Monday or so. But anyway, this one, Find Crypto Pumps Fast with the Better Crypto Scanner. I'm really happy that a lot of people liked this video, and I want to talk a little bit more about the scanner now. So over here, you just have to go to bettertrader.io, use a www or not, that got fixed. Thank you for letting me know. So the main thing to know about this scanner that's rad is that, for instance, right now I'm looking at Coinbase Pro. I want to look at the USD market, and I want to look at spreads that are greater than 20%, meaning that the measurement between the low and the high of the rolling 24-hour period, 24 hours before the last update, the spread was 27.9%. So if I go over to DDX USD, I can see, oh yeah, there really was a lot of volatility. So the reason why I love the scanner is that while it's great that I can look at all these watch lists for the club members. Good grief. I mean, it's nice to be able to see all the trading pairs and to be able to sort them and everything on TradingView, but it's not the same as being alerted when there are trading pairs that are just taking off that you definitely want to pay attention to. And the reason why we want to pay attention to volatile trading pairs is because we want to be where the volatility is as a trader. We definitely want to be trading in periods of volatility because we'll have a better chance of making profits. We want to be aware of what's happening in the market, and we want to be profiting as much as possible from what we're seeing in the market. So that's another great reason why to use this scanner. Now you'll notice that I showed you in the other screen that I have a watch list of all of the Coinbase USD pairs. That's also really easy to do. So I'm going to go ahead and reset my filter. I'm going to go to Coinbase, and I just want the USD market. I want all spreads, and I want all the trading pairs. So this is a list of every single trading pair that's on Coinbase. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to export this as a watch list. And this watch list is formatted to be imported into TradingView. So you'd come up here, import the list, and then it creates the watch list for you automatically. It's great. So you can do this as much as you want. You can do it every day. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and have fun downloading that. But if we go back to the settings that I had before, another great thing about this, which is I'm going to make a video about this later today to post. So like these are the top 5 most volatile trading pairs right now on Coinbase Pro. So I can actually bookmark this and save it to my bookmarks, and then click this bookmark to remind me that these are my Coinbase Pro. You can't see me typing, but basically you type in here and you say, this is my Coinbase Pro most volatile USD or whatever. And then you just click on that bookmark and then it refreshes the page. There's a lot of other stuff coming for the scanner, and I can't say it yet, but it's going to be really good. So if you haven't already, please do join my public Discord server. So the Discord server is great for lots of reasons, but the main reason is one that you can't see yet. So we are actually letting people know now when new trading pairs have been added to exchanges. So this is really cool. Just because sometimes these happen before they're actually listed on the exchanges. Now, I can't get into the other stuff yet. That's going to be coming with a later update by the end of the month. So by the end of the month, I'll make a public video about this and explain what this is. But if you haven't already joined my public Discord server, please do join. The link is in the description of this video below. It's a great place to hang out, to learn more about my signals that are on 3 commas, to talk to other people, to get updates about live streams and stuff like that, as well as I have all of my tweets being forwarded there, so that way you don't have to be in 2 places at once. So there's other fun stuff coming with the scanner that'll be really good to be in that place. So yeah, you're going to want to join that. So before I call it a day, I need to go ahead and check out my stream right now, because I don't have this little pop-up window that should be here in OBS telling me what people are saying and stuff like that. So just give me a second as I awkwardly look at my screen. No, just a second. Sorry. This one. Okay. Let me just see if there's anything that's here. Okay, cool. So a couple of questions that I can answer now. So first up, thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for joining me. So Happy Valley Farms. How do I feel about Bitcoin Satoshi's vision? I don't know, to be honest. Let me check the chart and see. It's, I mean, it's not that strong. It looks pretty weak. It's funny because Craig Wright is officially, well, legally recognized as Satoshi Nakamoto, whether or not you want to believe it. I think the chart tells the story. I think that this is people's sentiment about Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's vision, whatever, BCHSV. It should be BSV, but you know. So I don't feel too good about it. But if we do have another alt season where things shoot up, then I mean, yeah, there's no reason why it can't pump. I mean, it's done it before. We've had crazy moments where the price just pumps and it goes absolutely crazy. So I don't feel good about it as a hold, but for trading, it's pretty terrible right now. I would wait for it to fall a bit more just because it's bottomed out down here to like the $80 zone. That was quite a while ago, but it doesn't look strong. So I see two questions about ADA. Let me go over to Binance. Yeah, I think there's a lot of hype about ADA right now, which is exciting. It's super exciting to see that for Cardano holders. I don't know anything about what Charles Hoskins is planning, what the swaps are, anything like that. I don't have enough time to follow all of the news sources. But what I can do is I can look at the chart and I can tell you what I see. So what I see here is I see the chart being really suppressed, really depressed. But what I'm seeing, which is really good, for one, is that we have a trend line here that even though it broke below it, the price of Cardano is moving higher. There is a higher high here, and there's a higher high here. So what would make this even better is to see it move up here, up into the 180 zone. I'm not expecting anything anytime soon, just because something may be happening with a launch date or a project or whatever. It's just about how bullish things can get for Cardano as far as their social media take. Yes, the volume's growing, but it's also done this before. So that's how I feel about it. I'm not really looking at news events as a future price prediction of where it could go. I think Cardano's had an incredible run since September when it was down at below 10 cents. And now even it's up, 12x. So I got two more questions that I'll call good here. So Dan asks that, or he says he used the TBO for 3x coins on KuCoin. What time frame do I recommend? If you're scalping, then you're going to want to use a faster time frame for the TBO, especially when you're using 3x tokens. You want to be careful to take profit early and not be greedy because of the rebalancing that happens with 3x or leveraged tokens. So be careful with that. And I would use a faster time frame, explore like 15, 30, or the hour time frames. Those would probably be more exciting, more active. Active is a better word. Exciting is not the better word, because that's more of like an emotional trigger. And does the TBO work for stocks? Yes, it does, but you need to be mindful again of the time frame. Longer time frames work better for stocks because the stock market is not a 24/7 market like crypto. So you're actually going to be able to get a better experience with the TBO on crypto charts, but that's mainly because they're 24/7 and there's more volume. For stocks, because of all the gaps, it's going to do weird stuff. So you'll want to use longer time frames, like 1 day, 3 day, weekly, monthly. Stocks typically take a lot longer to make their moves or to show signs of weakness, in my opinion. So yes, you can use it with stocks. I'm going to make a video about that later. as well as another video about using the TBO with Forex, which you can, and commodities. Those are actually even better than using it with stocks. So it was designed for crypto, but it can be used for lots of things. So great. I'm glad that you all hung out with me today. If you liked this live stream, again, please hit the like button. Go ahead and set a reminder for the next one. That'll be happening next week at about this time. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome.